Now this is the other type of Australian stock saddle that's now awesomely popular in America. It has fleece on the underside, no stuffing. That's because what is very common in America today is horses like this. This is a full-on quarter horse. Very quick, fast turning horse. But as you can see, unlike the other horse we just talked about, there's no dip here. It's a big broad shoulder right there. Up here, that's where you want that saddle to sit, and you want it to be touching all the way along here. This guy's only 4 years old, so he's still a bit humpy back here, but he'll straighten out shortly. Now, this sits down on the horse because it's fleece. Now let's put that on. And now you see how flat that saddle is sitting. It's touching here. The bearing surface of this saddle doesn't happen until it's in here. So don't worry about that leading edge being up there. What I like to do is put the saddle more forward than you think it ought to be, cinch it firmly, and let the scapula push it back. This is the scapula, it'll push it back. The bearing surface of this saddle ends there, although the leading edge is here. Doesn't matter. Now look at how that saddle fits this wide young horse. So up there it's touching, in the center it's touching, and it's touching at the back. You have equal bearing surface all the way along. This saddle will never soar this horse under any circumstances. This is a Southern Cross Poley, and as you see, it rigs up with a Western system. Use a tackerberry on it. It's wonderful. Of course, it comes with horns and without horns, but there's your fleece line saddle. Now, 90% of the saddles we sell to trail riders in America today are fleece lined, because 90% of the horses have a back similar to this, round and fairly straight. Mostly derivatives of quarter horses, but a lot of other breeds have wider shoulders and straight backs, like Arabs and many Tennessee Walkers, and certainly Icelandics and Connemara ponies, and lots of horses have wide withers and straight backs. Thoroughbreds and some breeds of Tennessee Walkers have high withers. That takes that stuffed panel saddle that we just talked about. But this is the saddle that will work on 90% of horses in America today. The other thing about this saddle, and indeed the stuff panel we talked about, is the tree is adjustable. It's made out of timber and metal, in this case timber and aluminum. I can bend the tree to make it fit the withers. We've already talked about how to trace the withers. I get those wither tracings, I pull down the saddle, and I bend the tree to perfectly fit the horse. No mystery at all.